Our family estate camera in Dayton, cloudy skies down there, 50 degrees, no big surprises taking place. South-southwest winds coming in about 6 miles per hour there. We go to the Willamette Valley Vineyards, and it looks very similar there. Just popped up to 48 degrees there in Turner with the overcast skies and winds out of the south-southeast at 9, gusting up to about 17 miles per hour. So nothing too crazy. Radar, we have these couple little sprinkles that are little showing up right now. A little radar echo right there in the foothills of the Cascades. We'll probably see a few little showers pop up here and there through parts of the valley, but a lot of us might be able to skip the rain altogether today. Anyway, 48 right now in Astoria, 50 in Tillamook, 46 Newport, right at 50 for Eugene and Salem, one more to 51 PDX and Kelso. Hood River sitting at 46, but it's up to 52 both at Dalles and Pendleton. It's been freezing for most of the day at Government Camp. 32 degrees still the temperature. 48 Redmond, 46 in Bend, 39 when you get down to Burns as well as John Day, 42 for LeGrand and into Baker City. So the coast today, a lot of clouds, but a few sun breaks are possible. Most of the showers will hold off until the evening hours. High temperatures between 50 and 52 degrees. Southwest winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. In the valleys, we will have the clouds, the sun peaks, and a chance for an isolated shower to pop up in a few spots later in the afternoon up and down the valleys. High 54 Kelso, 56 McMinnville, and 55 will be the high for Salem. The Gorge will see the best chance of showers at the west end, and even at that point, not a great chance. Some sun breaks, and it should stay pretty dry out towards the east end. A little windier out there. West winds 20 to 25, gusting to 35 miles per hour. The Dalles will go to 58 degrees. Everybody else between 55 and 53 up at Mount Hood. We will see clouds, chance for a few showers to develop this afternoon. Some of that could be in the form of snow showers, 1 to 2 inches possible. That'll be above 3,500 feet. Most of the time, the pass should be just fine. 29 the high at Timberline, 31 at Meadows. They'll go to 46 degrees in Welch's. Now, in central and eastern Oregon, we had some pesky showers in the northeast corner of the state as well as the southeast corner of the state earlier. Most of that has died down. In fact, there was an advisory, winter weather advisory up here earlier. That expired almost 2 hours ago. Up to 50 for the high in LeGrand, 48 Baker City, 45 Burns, another 48 for Bend, 52 in Madras, and then Pendleton, one of the warmest spots in the state. They'll go up to 58 degrees today. Our 7-day forecast. After we hit 56, chance for a few showers this afternoon, we drop down to 42 tonight. Maybe an isolated shower or two in the morning. The steady rain arrives in the early afternoon and goes all the way into the evening in the overnight hours. High of 50 degrees. Then Saturday and Sunday, showers, chance for some isolated thunderstorms. Could see some small hail in that. Both days going up to 48 degrees, and then we're up a little bit to 51 on Monday. Even though we're starting off at 35, little precipitation could fall with a rain-snow mix for some of the highest elevations. Afternoon sun peaks, and then a shower possible Tuesday, high 53. Wednesday, pretty nice, partly cloudy skies, and a high of 58 degrees. Mia?